We're going to look at how to repair a puncture in a car tyre at the side of the road using a puncture repair kit like the one you see here on this bonnet. It consists of several components. First of all, there's this tool. This tool is used to make the hole in the tyre slightly bigger to allow us to get this tool in. This tool is used in conjunction with one of these rubber plugs, and the rubber plug is pushed in with this tool, and hopefully it should stay in the tyre. Once you've done that, the excess of the rubber plug is cut off using a knife like this, and it's sealed using a rubber solution. This is one example of this type of tyre kit. There's quite a few others on the market, but they all work in the same sort of way. So we're going to try and do it on this particular car here, which has quite a large bolt in the tyre here, as you can see. Now this bolt is solid. We've done quite a few hundred miles with this bolt in position. It's not likely to go anywhere. So it makes it easier because we can see exactly where the problem is. It's sometimes a little bit harder is if you get something in your tyre, it falls out and you don't know where the hole is, but with this you do. So we're going to try and remove this bolt using a variety of different tools. And what will happen as soon as you take this bolt out, the tyre will start to go down. So you always need to have a tyre compressor nearby. So I need to get it in. I don't know how deep the bolt is, but you can already hear the air coming out. There you go, you can hear the air coming out. But what we have here is a nice hole. This tool here is to make it wider. This hole probably doesn't need to be made wider, but we'll use it anyway. We push the tool in, and it went in very easily, simply because the hole was such a large hole after that big bolt. So it's making our job a lot easier, this is. So we just do that to make the hole a little bit bigger. And you'll see why I'm doing this in a minute, because the other tool is quite hard to push in. Now I'm going to leave that in there for a second while I load up this tool with a rubber plug. It just means that there's not as much air escaping and I don't have to blow it up as much in a minute. So what we need to do is we take one of these rubber things, and it'll be quite sticky. It might be difficult to do with gloves on, but you have to take them off. So this rubber plug is going to have to go through the hoop here in this tool. And I'm going to take the gloves off because it is quite a difficult job to get it in. So it's just a matter of threading it through. It's quite, if it's soft, it's easier. So a job like this tends to be a little bit more difficult on a cold day because everything is hard. This is harder, the tyre is certainly harder, and the job is made much more difficult. If you're doing it on a cold day, if you're at home, for instance, if you've got a hairdryer, you can use a hairdryer to heat up the tyre to make it softer. And the same with the rubber plug. As you say, it's not too cold today, so the plug has gone straight through the tool like that without too much difficulty. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take this tool out and I'm going to push this in. Now, one thing to remember, when we push it in, temptation is to do this. Don't do that because it could split the plug. We have to push it all the way in, and when it's all the way in, pull it all the way out without twisting it. This can be this is the most difficult part. So take this tool out, put it in the hole and push. This can be difficult. That's it. So now it's all the way in up to the handle. That was quite difficult, but it was quite a big hole. So you can imagine if the hole's not big enough, if you don't make the hole big enough with this tool, it's going to make that job a lot more difficult. So now all I have to do is pull it straight out quickly, like that. So now what we can see is it's left the edge of the rubber plug here. Well, you know how long that rubber plug was originally. The rest of it is inside the tyre, actually sealing the hole. So what we need to do next is to take this knife and we just simply slice off the excess. Right, so that's fairly flat. And then we have to get this rubber solution, rubber cement, and use gloves for using this stuff. Don't you want to get on your hands? And just spread it around the hole, spread it around where you've... This one hasn't been opened. I'll use one that's been opened so I don't have to split it. I have several of them in here. This one has. Yep. So we just spread it around. That one's empty. Should have prepared this before, shouldn't I? Try this one. That one is also empty. Now I'm going to have to open this one. I think what happens sometimes with this stuff is that, so you can see there's a seal on the top, and there's a little sharp bit in the top of the cap. You just push it in like that, and it punctured it. Yeah. So now, third time lucky. Yeah, there we go. So I just spread it around like that, and that's all you need to do. Don't breathe it in. Try not to get it on your hands. So it's a bit of a mess at the moment, but as soon as the car's been on the road, you won't be able to see where the puncture repair was. Now, this is something I've used on lots of different vehicles. I've used it on cars, I've used it on vans, I've used it on people carriers, SUVs. It becomes more difficult when you've got a really hard tyre. For instance, if you run flat tyre, it's extremely difficult to get the plug in because the tyre is so hard. I didn't have too much problem with a van or an SUV, but run flats are really difficult. But with a run flat, what you'll probably have to do, you'll probably have to heat the tyre up as much as you can with a hairdryer or something like that. Once it's heated up enough, then it does make it easier, but it's extremely difficult on a run flat tyre. I'm not going to go into the details of why you should and shouldn't repair run flat tyres. That's beyond the scope of this video, but this is a quick and easy way to repair a puncture at the side of the road. It's taken us a lot less time to do this than it would have done if I'd had to change the wheel. So it's as simple as that. That's all you need to do.